done a lot of work, I guess, as far as in the off stream, I guess, as far as to get more work done to the 1970 Camaro SS, I guess, as far as, so we did quite a bit in here. We found this in here in the junkyard, so we're probably going to work on this guy, I guess, as far as just to kind of shake it down and see what problems we might have with it, I guess, as far as what else still needs to be tweaked on. So a lot of underbody work, I guess, as far as that's been done on it in the off stream. As you can see, this one's in pretty rough shape. We're going to see if we can get this one fixed up here. So probably need to weld the frame, all that stuff. We're just going to run it through the paces. And let's see how this one goes. Yeah, she's missing a tail light. This is from Italy. This is from across the overseas. Very nice. So previously we had worked on our Nissan 370Z. Because that turned out really nice. I'm actually almost thinking we could probably make the rims on that red as well, just to kind of give it a little more action. I don't think it'll be too crazy, so that's something else we got. But I think for the time being, as I said, as far as we'll probably work on our 70 Camaro. The inspiration for this, for those that are new to this, and I haven't said enough about it, I feel like I probably have, was for the roulette, just to kind of redo, I guess, as far as the way that one was done, I guess, as far as originally. A lot of information, I guess, as far as to be able to get this one presented, I guess, as far as into the game. Learned a lot, I guess, as far as with what works and what don't work, I guess, as far as that's for sure. So I think what we'll do first, we'll get the frame welded, because the frame needs a little help. Body needs a lot more help. Alright, let's get this over to fifth day. Let's weld the frame. Probably give her a bath and see what we got here. 1200 to get her welded. And she's getting a little bit closer, I guess, as far as to being complete. She's not perfect by any stretch of the means. Okay, we got her welded, so that should be green. One thing I did notice, I guess, as far as upon, you know, just adjusting things, we did acquire a brand new grill, kind of a freebie, because we changed the way the that part, I guess, as far as spawns in, and we already had this bought. So I made a last minute change, I guess, as far as to that. So just like we get the freebie engines when we already have the car acquired, I guess, as far as that's how we got that. So far there's only the one config for the car, but wouldn't mind doing like a Pro Street / drag, I guess, as far as version of this this car as well. We got a lot of options, I guess, as far as this now that we got it in this condition. So that hood is no good. What about the door? This thing needs a lot of work. I figured this would probably be, so this was my attempt at trying to do bead rolling. It's not the best, I guess, as far as, but that was my attempt. So you can see we've got simple, you know, structure, I guess, as far as within the engine bay. Still like to do some more with it, I guess, as far as just to make it a little bit more presenting. You got the trunk area. So in reality, I guess, as far as you have the wheel wells, the rear wheel wells, I guess, as far as that show into the trunk. So I kind of put the back side of the trunk, I guess, as far as a little bit more forward, as opposed to have the wheel tub in there. That's kind of on purpose, I guess, as far as I was considering, as far as if you put bigger tires onto the car, that it wouldn't clip, I guess, as far as through that. So as opposed to just putting bigger wheel wells into it, in comparison to like stock wheel tubs, that's what we did to the trunk. You don't really do much with the trunk anyway, I guess, as far as, so I figured that was a good way to go with that. So yeah, just some design options, I guess, as far as that we figured out for it. So we got the hood off, that off, got all the body panels, so it doesn't have any windows in it. All the windows were smashed out of it. Let's go over here and see. I think we got the one door that's good. We have nothing that's good on it. So all the body panels that we did have in the car were wrecked, other than, with the exception with the grill. Then it'll be brand new due to that last minute change to the car. So yeah, everything that is dismantleable on the car is no bueno. That's confirmed. So one of the other things I would like to do with this car is to do a, you know, as far as tune parts, is to do a QoL induction hood at minimum. I haven't 100% decided on a cutout hood for like a blower. Just some things we're taking into consideration. So, all right, we're gonna get this over to the car wash. We'll get it washed. Let's give her a bath. Find out what color this one thing really was. It's looking like it might be black. Let's see what we got here. Yep, looks like she's black. Nice. Okay, so we might stay with that color, I guess, as far as on this one. So you can see how we've done the underbody, I guess, as far as to be, it's the duller finish, I guess, as far as than the outside. And that's kind of standard. You get a little bit closer look, I guess, as far as at the underbody. Definitely want to do some more, I guess, as far as with, you know, some nice stamping, metal stamping or bead rolling. Let's do the interior while we're at it. I like those It's like the seats and that, whatever, do need to get repaired. So we went with, I've mentioned this before, we went with a static back seat or bench seat in the back. So no removable one, I guess, as far as interior goes. Just the 2 buckets in the front. Let's get this back over to lift A. Yeah, so we'll probably pull this engine. Okay. A lot of the parts on here, be it from the junkyard, they're going to be all trash. So we'll break her down and fix her up. Okay, so we got to get underneath here, I guess, as far as and get the transmixer out of there. So just to give a closer look on the underbody. So not perfect. We got it pretty well centered, I guess, as far as with the rear axle, I guess, as far as what it does. I noticed this on a lot of default cars too, where some of the underbody parts, I guess, as far as do clip, I guess, as far as through, you know, through the body. We did try to line up, I guess, as far as how we did some of the underbody, I guess, as far as to accommodate the parts that go into it. So I noticed we got this one coming all the way down. Okay, so we might have to do a back face on there, do that up a little bit different. So yeah, we got some no back faces in between the rear bumper, and this would be the trunk area, I guess, as far as right in that there from what we've seen from the top side. So definitely not perfect. Got a little bit of artifacting, I guess, as far as with some of the modeling, I guess, as far as in there. Nothing too serious, I guess, as far as, but something we might try to smooth out, get this engine out. So the different swaps on this, I've already mentioned that. Same as the base game roulette. So you have all the same swaps that you can put in there, I guess, as far as that. We may or may not change that, I guess, as far as, I thought that was a good starting point, I guess, as far as being able to get engines into the car. And this is all base game stuff too. Nothing. It does allow you, I guess, as far as to put some DLC engines in there as well. Let's pull this guy out. We'll put the engine on the block. We'll work on that there in a second. Yeah, so we're just showcasing, I guess, as far as our. I don't know if it's just because it's black. I guess as far as it's kind of really hard to see, but we might paint it a different color. Might do it a gray primer, I guess, as far as just kind of show it off a little bit more. So let's go here. Want to paint the whole thing? Let's do it just a gray primer. There we go. So I'll show it off a little bit more. Yeah, there it is. It gives you a little bit better look, I guess, as far as of what we've done with bead rolling from the underbody and such. We did a gloss. Should have did it matte. What I should have did. I guess it does show it off a little bit better. Pull that guy out. Actually, that might be repairable. That's about the only part we probably got repairable on this car. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this back over to lift A. Yeah, so something else I take into consideration here, I might go a little bit rounder, I guess, as far as on the transmission tunnel. Some ways, I guess, as far as we just went a little bit more primitive, just to give it some type of shape. So that tail light that we pulled off there, it is repairable. That's the only one part that we had to pull off the car that is repairable. In fact, let's go ahead and do some body panels on this thing. We might actually put, so you can give you an idea, I guess, as far as the kind of parts we need to look for. So we need a front clamshell. So that includes the fenders as well as the core support. That's the approach we went on this. We need this door. Let me pull this bumper up. That's actually shot. Now, based on the visual there, didn't look like it was that bad, but apparently it was. So just to confirm. Yep, she was no bueno. Okay. We might try to see if we can find these parts in the junkyard. Let's put this rear bumper on there. Trunks on there. Alright, so we got those on the list. Yeah, so we'll probably get a early run over to the junkyard, I guess, as far as and see if we can find these parts. That's our basis there. We also got an engine to work on there. I don't think we have any of these engines that'll go into this one built. We got a supercharge. We don't have that option to put into this car, but we do not have a 1 carb or a 2 carb. We might just go ahead and rebuild this one here. Nope, it doesn't have the OHV, just the 1 carb and the 2 carb. It does have the supercharge in here. I guess you could put that one in here. The only thing is you'd have to leave the hood off. This is a stock one, I guess, as far as it's available, is wouldn't allow for that to punch through it. Gotta look weird. I mean, you could put that engine in there. We've definitely seen that before. I would like to at least make a cowl inducted hood at minimum, I guess, as far as for this deal. So I think we're gonna go to the junkyard and check that out. Let's see how lucky we get today. Alright, what do we got in here today? We do have a battery and a module that's not repairable, but we do not have any body parts. No body parts, so we do have a battery though. There's our battery. Yeah, we got our map, our starter, and our battery. We already came across the module, which was not repairable. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Oh, we got a 69 Camaro. It's kind of interesting to note too, from 69 going into 70, they completely changed the body style. Completely changed the body style, I guess, as far as on the car from 69 to 70. That's a nice transition, I guess, as far as in the Gen 2, I guess, as far as of the Camaro. There's definitely not going to be anything we can use off of this guy. This is something else I didn't apply yet, I guess, as far as to our own. I guess as far as to put a hinge, I guess as far as to the hood. I think that looks pretty cool to have that on there like that, even though it is just statically placed, I guess, as far as onto the back side of the hood. I think that's a pretty cool feature, I guess, as far as to have on that. This one they applied, I guess, as far as where the battery goes. We don't have a battery in here, but the cable, I guess, as far as it goes into the firewall, into the fuse box. Pretty neat how they did that. So that's some of the inspiration that we've gotten, I guess, as far as out of cars like this. Gotta love it. So this is F body, I guess, as far as for my, so if my generations serve me right, this is our F body, and then going into 70, they went to the G body. So we checked all the cars, we got all the stuff we need. Let's head back to the house. Okay, so we did get a battery that we can charge up the battery. So we did have one in the warehouse. I'm gonna fix this one up. I got a feeling, yep, so that would be, I think this engine block's gonna be shot. So irregardless if we use the one that we just purchased or one in the warehouse. Fix all these parts up. Ooh, that was good. Okay, so that head was repairable. Alright, let's flip this right side up and see how good our block is. Nope, I kind of figured that block was bad. So we did acquire that one, I guess, as far as from the junkyard. So we'll just go ahead and put that guy on there. Okay, so we got a block. Block we had was no bueno. So our crank is repairable. Let's go ahead and get that fixed up. There we go. Now we're good. Alright, we'll put that one head on. We got to put our crank and all that stuff in there first. So crank, we'll get some new pistons and rings. So this will allow us to put our one head that we got refurbished back on. Alright, so that's going to be this guy. Sweet. Let's see if we've got these heads in the warehouse. So we do have these two heads for standard V8, but not for the overhead valve. Okay. We do not have that head in the warehouse. Go ahead and buy one of those. Slap that on. Okay, so intake manifold. Did we have one of the 2 carb? We do. We got a couple of them. Nice. Let's put this guy on there. We got a 3-star, but we'll go ahead and put this one on. We're going to definitely keep it a green build. So the engine build is complete for our Camaro. So, yeah, we need to be... I think we're going to go to a barn. We'll see if we can find some parts, body panels in there. So what do we got in this barn today? We got anything loose? Okay, we have none of our body panels. We can take this off, though. I think I'm going to put that in the description here. I'm going to put that as a Mark II or Gen 2. Just to kind of differentiate, I guess, as far as which one's what. So we got one of these BMWs back here. We got a hot rod. Is that the Resto? Nope, just a high boy. What's the other car in here? Right over here. So we got is that a GTS Special? Nope, just the BMW M3. Nice. So really no cars here that we can pilfer off of. Got any starters on here? I like to pilfer the starters off these things. So that one's missing the starter already. Okay, so we can't pilfer the starter off of that one. Oh, let me out. I'm trapped. There's our crate. Good deal. Alright, so we got our crate. Got our starter. Nothing else that we need in this barn, so we'll head back to the house. So we did some more work on our 70 Camaro to get that somewhat finalized. It's not really final yet, I guess, as far as it's still a work in progress, but we got a lot done. You get a little bit more presentable. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a peek. Trying to fix this bad boy. Oh, we did get it from the junkyard. So we're going to go, speaking of junkyard, we're going to check out another junkyard. So we did get our crate. Let's go ahead and open that crate up and see what we got in the crate. Another barn. Sweet. I think that's 100 now. I think we're up to 100 officially. It might be 99. So this one, I think that's 99. Double check here. Yep, we're at 99. Getting back up to 100. So we're going to check out another junkyard. Do another junkyard visit. Alright, what do we got on our list? Well, we got a battery. That's chargeable. We do have a right door. We do have a right door over here too, as well as that battery. This battery is chargeable. So we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled for that battery. Oh, we found our right door. Nice. So there's our door. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to probably apply to the name of this, I guess, as far as Mark II, just so we know, this is going to give it further distinction. So we did find our door. So that battery is chargeable. We did not find the barn map yet. Let's just continue. There's the barn map. Found it. Nice. Cool. So we got our map. Okay, we'll buy these parts, head back to the house. So let's pull that guy off. Charge that dude. So we should have fresh battery. We need to pull these parts. So we checked out a barn. We did the junkyard. We should have 100 barns. Yep. So we're over 100 again. I want to get these body panels. I was hoping maybe, so we did at least one junkyard, 2 junkyard visits now in a barn. So I guess we'll do another barn. Let's do that. We're in the barn right now, so let's do, we got nothing loose. So unless we find a Mark II Camaro in here, I guess as far as to be able to pull some parts out. Let's see what we got in here. What kind of cars we got in here? Oh, we got a Mustang, fastback. Okay, so we got this little dude. And we got a 150 Raptor. So it looks like we don't have, got a starter on this guy? Nope, started already off of that one, okay. Alright, so we don't have any cars that we're looking for in this one. I guess as far as parts. There's a crate, nice. Alright, so we got a starter and our crate. Sounds good, let's head back to the house. This barn had nothing more else to offer. Alright, so we got our crate. Other batteries should be charged. Pull that off right away so I don't forget. So let's open up our crate. Get some credits. Give me some credits. So we got 2 new maps. That should get us to 101. Cool. Just to confirm, we're back over 100. Alright, we're going to check out another junkyard. See if we can find these body panels. One more junkyard visit. Okay, so we got anything loose? Oh, baby. So we got a left door. So that means we'll have 2 doors that we found here in the junkyard. And it's green. So it's a green door. Hell yeah. Let's see if we can find this door. So this one does say Mark II. So here's the differentiation we gotta make. This is the base game car, right? So we'll probably have to put it as a Gen 2, or we'll probably have to put 1970. We're gonna have to put something to differentiate this one here, and this one, of course, better test car. There's our door. Nice. So yeah, if we were to put the distinction, I guess, as far as of Mark II just in the title of the car, that'll help differentiate that. So if we look at this one, in fact, I'll go ahead and grab that. Oh, in fact, it's not going to show us now. So if we look at that one really quick, just picture that one, and if we look at the in-game one, so ours has the frame around the outside. This one does not. So there's a couple different things with the picture, I guess, as far as that'll differentiate it. We do have the window frame, I guess, as far as around the top. And then we'll have it marked, I guess, as far as taking some mental notes, I guess, as far as how we do that for our own car. So I think we're just going to take that door. We can fix that up. There's very rare that we can find green parts here at especially doors. Alrighty then, so we got our door. Trying to make it a little bit different, I guess, as far as to, again, just to differentiate the different parts. Well, we don't have it rolling yet, I guess, as far as, but we're working on it. We're trying to keep it rolling. Alright, let me paint these 2 parts. So this one was green, this one was from the warehouse. Just go gray.
It ain't got no gas in it.
Well, it doesn't right now, I guess, as far as, but again, that's another thing we're working on. Kind of a glossy gray. Yeah, so apparently this one was, I don't know, maybe it wasn't black, it must have been that color. Just to have the parts show up a little bit better, I guess, as far as than they did. It definitely is very subdued, I guess, as far as when we painted that color. As far as the darker colors, we'll put that guy on. So we already got the clamshell on too. So we went this approach to have the core support and the fenders all attached. We've only got the one hood. We did at least get 2 new doors, I guess, as far as from, well, I shouldn't say new. We got 2 junkyard doors, so that was pretty cool. There's our hood. Headlights. So the headlights that we did have, the one was not repairable. I put that on the list, but I didn't really need to. But just to kind of show you, I guess, as far as how they will populate into the shopping list. So we already had a brand new grill, and I already mentioned that, I guess, as far as starter stream. We changed this, I guess, as far as, so I originally had the grill to be a part of the front clamshell, but I wanted to be able to create different types of grills that we can put on this. So this one has the SS. I wanted to do one that was plain, so we'll do that as a tuning part, for example. So yeah, to be able to have that option for tuned parts, I guess, as far as later. So do that separate, as opposed to just having to buy a whole new clamshell to be able to get a different grill. So that's just to kind of give an idea, I guess, as far as of, the approach that we took on this, the design of this thing. A lot of that inspiration I've gotten, I guess, as far as from how, from the other mod cars that Smokey's done, I guess, as far as for the Camaros. Done a really nice job. We're gonna need a trunk and all that too. See, same thing goes for this one here. I didn't do it on the clamshell yet, I guess, as far as I might do the same thing with the badging. I might do those as tuned parts, as far as to put particular badging, I guess, as far as on the fenders. So just like what I did with the grill, we'll probably have that option, I guess, as far as to be able to put different type of badging on it. as a tune part. So that's just some things that we're considering as far as for the design of it. I want to have lots of options for this because this is considered an SSRS, so we'll be able to put like a Z28 badges onto it and things like that. You know, make Pro Street versions and things like that. So we didn't have this one. I think this one we got fixed. Yep. So we need this light though. Let's put that on the list. So what's weird is it's not putting the... So it's not doing this for this door here, I guess, as far as to be able to get the window for that. Gotta see what's going on with that. So it's not doing the hologram for that window. Wonder if that's that might be flipped around. That could be. So I may need to flip it around. I guess as far as the normals on that. Yep. So it does let me put it in there. Just doesn't give you the hologram because the placement for it is backwards. So it's probably facing inside of the car. So that's just some things. So that's definitely something I'll have to put on my to-do list, I guess, as far as to get fixed on it. But that gives you a little bit of an idea, I guess, as far as what options we have for this new Camaro. One of the things that really bugged me about it, I know I've said it a lot of times, is the way the headlights, or the placement of the headlights were just way too high. That was one of my inspirations, I guess, as far as to do this car. So it's a completely fresh build. It's not even, none of this, I guess, as far as it's all done from scratch, based on a lot of real-world information. So a lot of real-time measurements, as well as even some 3D printed parts. The two things that really turned out the best, I guess, as far as I feel here, is the way the rear end, as far as for the 70. Because as we've noticed, I guess, as far as with the default car, I guess, as far as it has totally different lights, I guess, as far as it just does not look generationally correct, right? So that's another reason why we went this approach. The other thing that turned out really nice too, I feel, giving it a lot of kudos, is the interior. So the way the dash is, I guess, as far as it looks very authentic. I am working on a badge as we speak, I guess, as far as to be able to put the Camaro, the vintage script, I guess, as far as onto the dash, and also have that as an option, I guess, as far as for a fender badge. So yeah, a lot of options, I guess, as far as we're trying to apply to it. I think I want to go ahead. I don't know if I just want to leave that black primer on that one there. It just kind of gives some contrast, I guess, as far as to it. Let's finish, I guess, as far as dismantling it. So you do have to put a collider, I guess, as far as onto the car, and I thought maybe that might have been the issue with that. Yep, very helpful information, I guess, as far as from the Red Dot Games Discord. Well, I forgot we got these from the barn. But at least to kind of give you a little bit of a taste of what we've been working on in the off stream, I guess, as far as with our 70 Camaro. She looks pretty good. We'll probably end up getting ourselves, I guess, as far as the base game roulette, I guess, as far as just to kind of make some comparisons between this one, because there's some pretty distinct ones, I guess, as far as that stand out with all that. So drones or anything that are machinable, got this. That's the only thing we got machinable out of the brake parts. So I'll probably get some new brakes. Okay, so I missed the rear. Oh, I still had. We already got this, so I must have put 2 on there. So we already got the doors. We got those from the junkyard. I think we got disc brakes all the way around. So we did get our rear end fixed up. So this is something else too, I guess, as far as on the. It's probably hard to tell. So we've got this on this side, but then it's empty on this side. So I'll probably end up putting a cutout and make that dual sided, I guess, as far as to put a cutout there. So right now it's just, you know, basically just a flat plane there, I guess, as far as like this. So it's going to be things like that, I guess, as far as we'll adjust on the underbody. Doing a lot of underbody work on this one, so we'll probably put a cutout here for the suspension to kind of remove, I guess, as far as any just to make it look a little bit more authentic. So yeah, just to give a little bit of taste, I guess, as far as of what we've got working on here in the background, folks, I guess, as far as with our Camaro. We'll probably end up, like I said, trying to buy a default roulette. The default Camaro, I guess, as far as it comes in the game, is make some comparisons, just to kind of give you the subtle. So just like we usually do, I guess, as far as with some of the other cars. So this is the default, for example, Nismo 350Z that comes in the game, and then you have the 370Z that comes with the Nissan DLC. Some pretty cool comparisons, I guess, as far as between the two. So we'll do the same, I guess, as far as with this one, for sure. As much as I really hate, I guess, as far as to cut this thing short, because I really wanted to get into this a little bit more. We'll probably get back into this on our Wednesday, for our whatever Wednesday, in support of Wounded Warrior Project. I very much do appreciate everybody's understanding and patience, I guess, as far as for having to cut it short today. Hope you all have a marvelous rest of your Monday.